Some crazy ass kids getting ready for bed here in a couple minutes.
No problemo. All right. We are live for the third episode of The Chef and the Fox. Thank you all for those of you who have joined us. They're coming off a tremendous plus 535 live on Saturday. Nothing but solid. Through the week, looking at the plays that we had last week, we had our live line that we gave on the show was MLS Live. There was a winner. Locomotive was a loser. Locomotive under was a winner. Hammer B over was a winner. Giger Garden under was a loser. We told you to sprinkle the draw, which was a winner. Pool minus 1.5 was a loser. Payok, they didn't show up. They just didn't show up. They lost outright. Was a loser. Strum God said over was a winner. Sydney Moneyline was a winner. Midtjylland was a winner. PSV for the second weekend in a row let us down, and then let us down again in the Europa League today. Leicester Moneyline was a winner. Leeds over was a loser. Fulham Moneyline was a loser. West Ham Moneyline was a loser. Ulsan over was a winner. All right. Kind of looking forward. Kind of what you have today. How'd you do today?
I did good today. I went 2-0 and with a push on the Europa League video picks.
Okay.
I had Cluj straight up win. Me and Alex were head to head on that. He had Rennes. And I had Roma and Gladbach, both teams to score an over. That came down to a goal in the 96th minute from Gladbach, pushed that over. And then I had Malmo draw no bet that ended up 0-0, so it was a push. And then right before kickoff, I jumped on Rangers. I just felt that Porto wasn't going to be in that match. I didn't think they really were going to bring their A game to that. So I've been on Rangers quite a bit in this Europa League so far. So I was
especially at home
taking them.
Especially at home, it's a good bet. And when you be able to get a draw no bet at minus 110, that is definitely value. I took them at the end there as well. I'll be honest, if you looked at my Discord plays, everybody was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "There's a lot of things I like." I took 12 plays today.
Wow.
I went 5, 4, and 3. Not as great. Alkmaar was the one that I told everybody and their mother to take. That was a laugher. Should have took the -1 too.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe Rosenborg couldn't score for Sporting. I thought I was on Malmo, draw no bet, same as you. Lazio game to lose outright was a shock in Italy, and it looked like there were a lot more Celtic fans than there were Lazio fans.
Oh yeah.
Sat there. PSV started off well, but I was on the PSV over 2.5, so I hit that, so I was quite happy. I hit Espanyol, then went in and kind of J-size bet it when they were up 2, and they just picked the first red card. Took them to win the rest of regulation, which was an easy casher. Feyenoord, young boys scoring right at the end with 3 guys out. I didn't think they were going to put up any type of fight, even really the Feyenoord as well. You could see they kind of relaxed in that game, sort of just passing around, stopped attacking. That was kind of there. The Wolves game, I should have known better. Mönchengladbach I was on as well. That was another good win for me. But, yeah, there's just a couple things came and just kind of bit me in the ass. I mean, drawing 3 times, pushing 3 times essentially there. Still for the week, I'm up 17, 14, and 4. I had a terrible week the other day. We went down 4 and 6, which is there. Other than that, I was doing really well in Champions League. But that's not what we're here today. We're here to talk about this weekend. Last Friday, I went complete bagel day in the Discord, so it was a nice little 5-0 day. What are you on this Friday? I know you hate Friday, but
yeah, it's funny. I've said I dislike Friday, but I've had a play, I think, for the last 3 Fridays that we've done the show. So Friday tomorrow, I'm on Serie A. I had to play in the Serie A video for Sassuolo and Bologna. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 it's more than even money. It's at 2.05, and you rarely see that for that kind of a play. Usually it's around 1.8, 1.75, somewhere around there. And those two teams are just over machines. I mean, Sassuolo, I think, are third in the league in overs. They average about 3.9 goals per match in their matches, and Bologna is right behind them at 6th or 7th in the league, and they're averaging about 2.9, almost 3 goals per match. So I don't think either one of these two teams will have problems scoring goals on each other. Both of them have leaky back lines, and both of them can obviously score for how bad they are. They're both bottom tier teams. I think they're sitting down 16th, 17th, somewhere around there on the table. So
you like the over 2.5?
Usually I stay away from those bottom teams, especially in Serie A, but that just screamed out to me. There, we should see goals in this match tomorrow.
Yeah, that should be good. A couple of games that kind of jumped out to me. Melbourne City is playing tomorrow at 3:30 a.m. They're playing Central Coast Mariners. I would take Melbourne City leading the league right now, or it's early. But their Central Coast Mariners are a terrible team. They're probably going to finish dead last in this league. And for some reason right now, you're getting about a 1.7 on Melbourne City. So I'd just take them on the money line. I think he'll be fine with that. And they should be able to cash probably 2-0 or 2-1, something like that. The other game that kind of jumped out to me was 2 games. One in the League 2 games. Oh, I love my Orleans versus Paris. This Paris team is dead awful. God, they're awful. You basically look at where you're looking at the standings. They played 13 games and scored 7 goals. So they've conceded 19. Orleans is not that much better. They're 10-17, but the last time when they met them, they beat them 2-0. Now they're going to be able to play them at home. I think you're going to get an Orleans win. You're getting a good number on it too. 2.5 for a straight Orleans win, which means you could probably even go draw no bet if you want to go straight 2.0. A little bit of upgrade. Austin Eckler just gets in the end zone. The Chargers are beating the Raiders.
It's the flag.
They're kicking an extra point, so I think it's good. Which means my early hedging is all going to go to nothing, and I should have just saved my beginning bet, which is what my issue always is. The other game I was looking at, this game, actually Ant brought this to my attention. I didn't catch it at first. Hoffenheim is on the road at FC Köln. Did you look at this?
No, I've been sparingly betting Bundesliga. I mean, it's always been tough. It's a tough league to cap. So I've been kind of picking my spots. I think we are both on a couple weeks ago. We were starting to ride that Schalke train, and I've been riding that since. Yeah.
I remember that week. Yeah, I was big into Schalke that week. I looked up and went, "Oh crap."
I'm jumping back on that Schalke train this weekend. Actually, I think they have a good spot here to get some points.
Well, I'll give you a thing. Hoffenheim is away at FC Köln. Hoffenheim has won 3 straight games on the road. Definitely been able to score some goals. History-wise, they beat FC Köln. You're getting a -110 for a draw no bet.
Yeah, that's good. You're not going to see that too often.
No, you're not going to see that too often, and I think it's just a good number where worst comes to worst, I think what you'd be looking at really is a draw. So I think it's definitely worth to put a unit down on that. Shouldn't have any issues on that. The other game that was interesting to me was going to the Premier League, Norwich versus Watford. You're playing a terrible Watford team. Norwich is not that much better, but this is basically the bottom for last place. Norwich has at least scored some goals. We made fun of Paris because they scored 7 goals. Watford's only scored 6 in 11 games. But they've also conceded almost twice as many as what we saw Paris score. They conceded 23 goals. Norwich not too much better, but as well, Norwich at home, draw no bet is -110.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for in that match too. If I was going to jump on it.
Yeah, so that's would be my other play on that. Anything else on Friday?
No, that is it for my Friday. I was originally going to take a look at in Turkey at Fenerbahce.
Yep.
But I don't know how they're going to come out. So they're dealing with a lot of injuries, dealing with some, inner team stuff. So I decided to lay off them.
All right.
The next one I had was on Saturday in Austria. I was looking at Sturm Graz at Hartberg. And this is a clash of two teams that score goals. They're right next to each other on the table. They're at 5 and 6, both separated by only 1 point. I think they're going to come out here and just pedal to the metal here. Both of they're averaging over 2.5 goals over their past 5 matches. So I took over 3 at I think it was 1.7 over 3.
Okay, I could definitely do that. I've took Sturm Graz before in the past. They definitely like to score some goals. So
yeah, the both teams' score was pretty low, so I just jumped on the over. They weren't offering the both teams to score and over on that match. It's probably because I could see that coming in the first half. To be honest, I mean these two teams just score goals like it's nothing.
Did you look at this Rapid Vienna game?
I did not. Every time I'm on Rapid, they seem to fall asleep and take my money.
Yeah, they've won 4 of their last 5. They basically do need to draw a lot, but you're not getting too bad of a price. You're getting basically even money on a straight money line for Rapid. Might be worthy of an ACA.
Yeah, you could stick that in somewhere.
Yeah. All right. The one first game I had, I'm sorry, I know we normally look at lower leagues, but I really like this league. I like Leicester over Arsenal.
Oh, yeah. That's
I know Arsenal's getting some guys back, but right now I'm getting straight even money on a Leicester win at home. That's essentially where I'm going to go. I take Leicester over the money line. We've been cashing with Leicester the last couple of weeks. Arsenal's a very good team, so I still think it's going to be a cagey match. But right now, Leicester's playing tremendous defense. Only 8 goals given away. At home, only 4 goals given away. Arsenal just basically came back where they played some of their guys on Thursday for Europa League, and then basically they're going to be back to travel. I like a straight Leicester win here.
Yeah, I agree. There's no way in hell anyone should touch Arsenal on the road. I would be hesitant to even take them at home at this point with the way they're playing. Leicester all the way. I completely agree.
Anything on the English Championship?
I was looking at Derby County. Draw no bet. They're on the road.
Nottingham,
I wouldn't trust them to win on the road, so I got them at draw no bet at I think it was 1.87. And I was looking at Preston. I like the way Preston plays, especially at home. I think they can probably beat up on Huddersfield. So I would definitely be interested in Preston.
Yeah, Preston's scoring plenty of goals. I was actually kind of shocked by the number of goals there, and they're scoring 28 goals for the year.
And in the FA Cup, I was looking at the MK Dons. They're a tough little, scrappy little team. I was against them a couple weeks ago, and they ended up, I think they ended up pulling up a draw and screwing my morning up. So I'm going to jump on them. I think they can get a win at home.
Yeah, they play a really lower league team, too.
Yeah, I think they're playing like a National League North team.
Yep.
And also Ipswich is hosting Lincoln. I think they can get a win against Lincoln. Ipswich scores a lot of goals, and completely opposite for Lincoln. They're not scoring goals, but they're conceding a lot. So those were my lower league looks. I had Blackpool on my list. I'm not sure. I got to look more into that.
One game I kind of like. I like the Leeds Blackburn game over.
Okay.
Blackburn's been scoring some goals lately. I think you'll be able to get one from Blackburn, and I think Leeds will probably give you two. I know Leeds sometimes lets us down, but the history between these two teams is basically it's 2-1, 3-2 type stuff. So I think you get an over 2.5. I like Leeds over 2.5.
Yeah, I could see that. I was on Leeds a couple times in the past couple weeks. They came through, but yeah, it seems to be always an overmatch with them.
And then the guaranteed match, which you probably will have to get an over 3 on it, is Hull versus West Brom. West Brom right now is battling with Preston for first place. Right now they're in first place by 2 points. They love to play this whole team, and they love to score. Games versus them is generally a pretty good high-scoring match. So, but you got two different ways. You could take West Brom basically at plus 120, straight up win, or you could take the over 2.5 at minus 140. I like the West Brom money line, actually, when I talk it out loud.
I could see that. I mean, I can see West Brom winning, and then I can see them winning 1-0.
They don't play that many cagey matches, though.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything else on Saturday? How about the big one in Germany?
The only one in Germany I'm on for Saturday is the Schalke game. I haven't even looked at any other.
Well, right now you've got Dortmund versus Bayern Munich. You could get Dortmund plus 1 away at minus 110, I believe. It's definitely worthy of the plus 1 because most likely that game's going to end up in a draw.
You think so?
I don't know. I mean, Bayern's been a team that's been conceding lately. They haven't been that strong. They really haven't.
No.
Yeah, they beat Olympiacos 2-0, but Dortmund's better team than Olympiacos. Then they got slaughtered versus Eintracht.
The match plus 2.5. There's no reason why Bayern should have been laying 2.5 goals 3 days after they sacked their manager.
Yeah. That was kind of crazy. That was a nice little there. I was on the plus 2.5. The Raiders are actually going right down the field here.
Well, let's go. We need some more points here.
No, we're not looking for points. We're definitely not looking for points. I would prefer no points, but I probably won't get that. It's going to be very interesting. It's got a minute 38. They're down at the 28-yard line. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's worth a shot to take Dortmund plus 1. Bayern comes in here with a load of different injuries. You've got different guys. Hernandez still injured.
And it'll be interesting what kind of lineup they come out with because they threw all their guys out in the Champions League. They threw their A team out there.
Yeah. And Dortmund's question is going to be who's healthy. Can Royce play? I mean, obviously, if I look up and Royce is not playing, I'm not taking Dortmund plus 1.
Right. I don't think. Well, he might play.
I mean, he sat out of the championship game. You ended up with Goetze. You went with who got hurt in the championship game? Was that Julian Brandt? No, Brandt scored. One of the guys got hurt right away, and Goetze had to come right in. Alcacer was at least on the bench, so you'd assume he'd play in this game. Was at least able to play in that one. He's definitely going to play in this one. So he may start, but I don't actually like him when he starts. I think he's much better as the super sub than to come in there and try to run on the field for 90 minutes.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I think I would wait to see what the lineup is before I would make a play, but I definitely can see that game ending and drawing. That plus 1 would be appealing. It would probably move pretty quickly once that lineup came out, though.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, in Serie A, what were your plays for Serie A? There's only
On
3 games Saturday.
on Saturday, I have Torino Drano bet at Brescia. You know, Torino's obviously they've been pretty terrible. They need to get back on the good foot here, and I think Brescia is a perfect team for them to get a win here. I don't think Balotelli will play for Brescia with the stuff going on with him right now. I think they'll probably sit him. So I think Torino's in a good spot here to get a win. And that was all for Saturday on Serie A. The Juve match.
You didn't like Inter -1?
What was that?
You didn't like Inter -1? Josh Jacobs just scored.
No, I think that's going to be a interesting spot for Inter. I mean, the times that I've stayed off Inter, I think I've been on Inter every week except for a couple. And the one time I stayed off them, they drew. And then, oh no, that was the only time I stayed off. And then I had them on an under, and the game went freaking over. So I don't know how they're going to come out after this match with Dortmund after blowing that lead.
Yeah, it's good. They're an interesting team to try to figure out how they're going to play.
I picked them to finish, pretty high in the table in Serie A in the beginning of the league. So hopefully they can keep it up and keep riding their wave. We keep getting ridiculous numbers from them. Like last week, I had them at 2.05 on a straight win. I mean, we keep getting those types of numbers on them. We keep taking them.
Yep, definitely. Holy cow, he missed the extra point. What does that mean? Just to kind of give you clarity, that means they're up 2. Chargers have the ball with 1 minute left.
If it was anyone else but Philip Rivers, I might be scared. I don't think he can march down the field in that amount of time.
Yeah, the difference is going to be you get just when Russell Okun went out, you need to if they keep a tight end in to help with the left side, this Raider pass defense is terrible. Yep. All right, but moving on to what we're actually here to do. One of the games I'm also watching on Saturdays in the J League, Saturday at midnight, is Kashima versus Kawasaki Frontale. It's basically the battle of first versus 4. The difference is, though, Kashima's owned them. And right now you're getting a 2.55 price on Kashima. I'm probably going to throw like a half unit play on Kashima money line.
All right. I got to start following those J League bets you give out. Seem to hit those pretty often.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty good team. A lot of times, like when you're looking at the China League too, besides the J League, it's who's the team that's spending on all the European transfers. Like if you look at China Sipik is Oscar, Hulk. Those are your main 2 scorers, and it's like, yeah, because they're so much better than what they're playing against. It's unbelievable. All right, moving on to Sunday. Is that it for Saturday?
Yeah, that's all I have for Saturday. Sunday's a big day.
Sunday's a big day. All right, well, lead us off on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, obviously have to start with the big one at the Liverpool and City.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with Midtjylland versus Copenhagen. That was the big one. But we will get to that one. We will. Yes. All right. Yes, Liverpool and City.
So yeah, I mean, you gotta look goals here. You can either just play the straight both teams to score and over, and you're getting a very nice at I think it's 1.95 last time I saw it. Or you can just play the over 3. But I don't think anyone's gonna run the score of 3-0 or 4-0. So both teams to score and over look pretty damn good. And City's goaltender got
Who's
hurt.
playing goalie? That's my biggest question.
If Kyle Walker's in goal, I'm taking out a loan and hammering Liverpool here. Because if Kyle Walker's back in net, then City's in for a long day. But
well, I'm sure they would bring somebody up.
I'm taking both teams scoring over 2.5. Seems pretty rational. Past 2 times in a row they've played, it's been 2-1, 2-1. Then they had a 0-0 draw, and then again 2-1 and 2-1. So
I definitely like that look. Yep.
Very easily go over.
Definitely like that. One of the things I was looking at was we'll start with the Superliga, the Danish Superliga. Like I said, the big game to me is Midtjylland versus Copenhagen. This is a very interesting game because Copenhagen lost a lot of transfers. Robert Skov leaving and going to Hoffenheim is finally starting to play now and be able to he was one of their clutch scorers when they need them. Nadoye is getting long in the tooth. And he hasn't been able to play this year. But for all of that, you basically come in the 16th game of the season, Midtjylland has a 4-point advantage. So they're going to play each other. I think Midtjylland's the better team. I think right now they've been playing better. They didn't have any European commitments, things of that nature. You're going to get them at plus 120. I'm taking the Midtjylland money line to win.
Yeah, it's a good look. I used to, I think last 2 or 3 years ago, I was on Midtjylland unders constantly, and it was kept coming in. Then last year, they turned into an overs team, and now they're just kind of riding that still overs train.
Yeah, they're a very, very solid team. Evander is definitely going to be somewhere else in probably 2 years, if not next year. Chargers got a key pass interference on 4th and 10. They might get another one here. Oh, they should have got another one. The 2 defensive backs basically ran into each other and took out the wide receiver. One guy accidentally tripping. I could give you that. If they would have got that call, they would have been in field goal range for a chance to win this. All right. Nothing on Wolves and Aston Villa.
I looked at the over in that. I think the Wolves, I don't think they played all their guys today, if I remember correctly. I didn't really look at their lineup because I wasn't on that match, but
they didn't. It was a backup squad.
Yep. Yeah, I could see them running that over, and Villa can probably get a goal or two themselves. Wolves aren't really known for keeping clean sheets, so I looked at the over. I'll probably take another look on Sunday morning.
Yeah, the money line is they're begging you to take that. You're looking at minus 120.
Yeah, Villa's a tough little team. I could see them.
They are, but not away.
Getting a draw. And the thing with Wolves is they're not a deep team. I mean, they might have rested a lot of their guys today, so who knows if they're going to rest them against Villa. But you got to think about the break. Some of those guys might have just freaking went home. Who knows who's going to come out on Sunday?
Yeah, definitely agree with that. That's a very interesting game. Anything on FA Cup on Sunday?
On which one?
FA Cup?
No.
There's nothing that jumped out to me.
In the championship, I was looking at Cardiff. Who are they? Oh, they're playing Bristol. I think Cardiff can get a win there. Bristol's pretty terrible. Cardiff's going to try to fight to get back up in the Premier League. Who knows if they will or not, but I think Cardiff can get a win there. And that was my only lower league look. I was looking at taking Olympiacos, jumping back on them. But they might be expended after, going toe-to-toe with Bayern for almost the whole game. They took Bayern, till 70th minute to score a goal.
Yeah. Who do they play next?
Atromitos.
Interesting. Not familiar with them at all.
Yeah, Olympiacos should win that. It's just a matter of how you want to get on it. Maybe -1, -1.5. I wouldn't look at any halftime, full time. They might come out a little sluggish in the first half.
One of the games I'm looking at is Mönchengladbach, leading the Bundesliga. Basically, has to keep winning because they were leading last year and then they basically just kind of fell off the wagon.
Fell apart.
They're interesting though. When I went and I did a deep dive, they've got 13 guys that are questionable, including every guy that I would look to basically score.
Yeah.
Leia, Abalo, Thuram, all questionable. Which means essentially I would have to play with most of the guys that played today. But it's an interesting line. It's about a -140. Playing a Werder Bremen team that's there, and that will seal the game. The Raiders get an interception on 4th and 10. Terrible throw. Rivers had an absolute terrible game. Oh, I did not make the money that I wanted to make in this game. Oh, terrible. Anyway, moving on. Anything in the Eredivisie? I mean, you've got a PSV team, but without Malin and without Bergwijn, they seem to be punchless. But they're playing a William II team, which is generally not that great. Ajax is playing Utrecht. If you can get a decent over number, that's the one I would take. Utrecht likes to score. Ajax likes to score. This is going to be 4 or 5 goals.
Yeah, the only other match, I had 2 more matches for Sunday in the Salzburg. I think the Salzburg team is just a bet-on team from here on out. They've got some young studs that are coming up, and they're clicking on all cylinders right now.
What are you getting at Salzburg right now?
I think it just if it got taken off the board when I was looking at it earlier. Let's see here.
Austria.
Okay, it's back up. Yeah, you can get that seems weird. Okay. You can get 1.66 on a straight win.
Yeah, they're playing a Wolfsburger, though.
Yeah. I'll have to take a look at that Sunday morning because
Wolfsburg should just score. They're a team that can score. Salzburg should beat them, but yeah, that would be my only worry. Is but definitely I would take that.
And the total's at 3.5. I mean, considering the Salzburg just came off a hard fought match, I don't see 4 goals.
No, neither do I.
I don't see 4 goals in that. Might have to look at the under.
One game that I started to look at this Venlo team.
Okay.
They keep cashing overs. They can't play any defense. They play 0 defense. They've given up 31 goals in 12 games. The other game on in the Eredivisie is, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Walwolschik. It's one of the promotion teams from this year. They've given up 33 goals. When you can get their games that are over 3, I definitely take them. You just got to find it. Feyenoord, who lost right at the end, well, actually drew right at the end today. It's playing with Wolchik. And then Venlo is being played by Heracles. Heracles, not a huge scoring team. That's the only reason I would probably stay off that. I don't like that. But the Ajax line is over 3.5, moving to 4. But right now it's still over 3.5. Why it's over 3.5, I would take the Ajax Utrecht over.
Yeah, I could see that flying over.
Definitely. Didn't really have anything in Norway. Nothing really jumped out at me. I'm tempted to do the old parlay double in Scotland, because I pretty much think if you do that 32 times a week, you'll probably hit 28 times, which is take Celtic money line and Rangers money line. Yes, you're generally taking huge numbers, but that's why I always say in NACA, it's actually not too bad. It's at 1.2 versus Motherwell. Motherwell is a top 4 team, so there, but Celtic will crush them. Still, their Rangers would be your only kind of more worry, but that's a 1.25. If you probably put them together, you're probably close to 1. If you throw that together with like a Sunday night play or something else you like in the NFL, or even with the MLS championship, I think you could get a pretty decent number on that. It's kind of one thing I do sometimes just to pick up a cheap little unit.
Yeah, that's a good plan. That's a good plan. I never thought of that.
What is your thought? Let's go to the MLS championship. What's your thought here?
You know, I've been writing Toronto, and I remember when they played NYC, you text me that morning. You're like, "Why is the line so short on NYC?" And I said, "Well, this Toronto team is legit, you know." But this Seattle, it's like a battle of two teams that are getting hot at the same time, and those, you know, usually you want to ride those teams, but you got to pick one this time. You know, you can still get Toronto FC at a draw double chance at almost even money, which seems ridiculous.
Yeah, you get straight money line at 4.0.
Yeah, I can easily see this being a draw and going into extra time and maybe even penalties. I'm not sure how I'm going to play this yet. I have Toronto draw double chance written down. I looked at the over. I could see this being 2-2 at the end of full time. I'm going to have to do some more watching some film this weekend on these two teams. I mean, they've met, you know, countless times in the past in the cup runs and finals.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be better than last year's cup finals. I mean, these two teams. I think the Seattle, if you go up and down, Seattle has the edge, but I think Toronto's coming in with that confidence and that, you know, that kind of swagger. So it's going to be an interesting match. Rui Diaz is just playing out of his mind right now, and you know it's hard to go against guys that are playing like that. I mean, it was crazy to see them take down Vela and LAFC. So it's kind of that coin flip match for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think it's kind of an interesting kind of take on what you're gonna get here. It's just an odd match. I mean, here's the thing I also look at. You have two hot teams that basically obviously hot because you basically go to a cup scenario where you have to win to advance. So both of them are going to have 3 wins in a row. But you're off for 2 weeks. 2 weeks in soccer and then turning around and trying to play a game and think that you're yes, you're going to be fresh. No doubt about it. You guys are going to be super fresh. Josh's going to be super rusty. The two teams played earlier in the year. It was 3-2 with Seattle. That doesn't give me 100% confidence because that tells me Toronto can hang in the game. Supposedly Altidore is also questionable. That would be the other main thing to look at. If he can't go at all, I'll take Jordan Morris and Sanders and Rudy Diaz because that's just right about even money. So, again, you're giving me a home team, chance to win the cup, who's won the cup before. Yes, I know Toronto's won the cup before when Didier Drogba was there, but I don't know. I honestly would go the over in Seattle Sounders would be my play. But, again, I would have to see.
The over's a good look.
I'd have to see if Altidore's playing, but I definitely think the over's there. Yeah, I know it's a cup game. It's the championship. Things are going to be close to the vest. No one's going to hold anything. I just still see goals. That's just the way these two teams play.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably the best look is just to take out the trying to rely on one team to win and just take over.
Yeah. Definitely like that. The other game that kind of caught my eye, and I still was trying to look at the number on it. Was there a Lokomotiv Moscow for Krasnodar? I got to see what the lines are, but I definitely would probably lean Lokomotiv Moscow, and you're getting that close to money line. Krasnodar just played today. They played with most of their guys. They're going to have to turn around and play on a very short rest. All at Lokomotiv. I like Lokomotiv Moscow in this game. I just got to make sure that it's set up. Two teams battling for position at the table, third and fourth. So two solid squads. But I like Lokomotiv to pull it away. That's about all I got this week. What about you? Anything else?
Nope, that wraps up my card for the weekend. I don't think I have anything until I think I might have a play on Monday. I don't remember what it was, but that was it for the weekend.
All right, yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. If I get anything, I'll definitely there. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, you can jump on over on Twitter, Chef Michael 1128. Posting plays pretty regularly. You can also catch the videos on Odds Market Channel. On Mondays, we do the Europa League, and Wednesday, we're covering Serie A.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining me, Mike. I'm Sean. I can be based at Sean's Fox Plays on Twitter or in the Discord, Capper Investments Discord. Hit me up, find it there. I've got a channel that I just post plays on all the time. Everything's 100% accountable. You can see the ones I've won, the ones I've lost. You'll easily see we've won a whole lot more than what we've lost. So thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thanks, Michael, for your time. We'll see you all next week. See you, everyone.